Hello, hi everybody. This is Cheryl, and I'm finally getting to doing this presentation. I told you I did it before, but it didn't record, so I'm making sure that I recorded correctly today, okay? Because I'm doing it straight on YouTube. Last time I did it on Zoom, and I was just going to upload it, but we're not going to do that. Okay, thank you so much for being here, patrons. This is just for you. This is unlisted on YouTube, and I've only put it on my Patreon for you all to see. So, using your leverage to engineer your own outcomes. This is the end of the book club for the book, The End of Jobs. Okay. So before I get to everything, I just want us all to be aware and agree on these definitions moving forward. These are the things that you're going to be hearing throughout the presentation. A system, and I've put these in Patreon before, so you should be familiar with this already, but just really quickly, a system or situation is a collection of entities seen by someone as working together to produce something, okay? Controls or constraints in and outside of your systems that are used to guide, influence, and impose certain behaviors. Outcome engineering, which is what this is about taking control of those controls and manipulating them in the ways that you need to in order to get the results you're looking to get. Okay, and an emerging entity is anything tangible, traceable, or monitorable that you can track to see that what you're actually doing is working. And leverage points are the points in your system where a teeny tiny intervention, just a small change, can really have a lot of impact for you. Again, this presentation is a result of the end of our book club for the End of Jobs, Money, Meaning, and Freedom Without the 9 to 5. So this is a quote by Taylor Pearson. While our first instinct is usually attempting to push harder, it's more valuable to figure out where to push, okay? What's the value of pushing harder when we're pushing on the wrong thing? So that's why we're talking about this today. I want to make sure that we are leveraging the right thing at the right time in our lives, okay? So we're going to learn today how we can identify what that is and how to actually start doing something. All right? This is your life. Y'all remember that show on TV? And this is my life, okay? It's non-linear and extremely complex. Some parts may seem simple and, you know, not too bad, but for the most part, there's a lot of things going on, okay? A lot of stuff going on. We have a lot of roles, a lot of various connections. There's just a lot happening, okay? So what I'm here to do, what my Patreon is for, is to help us make sense within this complexity, okay? What can we concentrate on? What can we take a hold of and start to make some moves? Okay, whether that's in our careers or in our personal lives. So this is what I want you to do. Right now, I want you to either get a pencil and paper or pull up a Word document because we're going to work through how to do this. Okay, and I have real examples in here of what I have actually been doing. Now, I've done this, okay? I wasn't going to bring something to you that I have not done before. I've done this, and you're going to see what I've done within these slides to help you come up with your own plan, okay? So first, with your Word document or paper and pencil, I want you to think about the state of the system. And the state of the system is, and now this is your system, okay? You are not outside of your system, whether that's your family system, your work system, your community service system, like whatever you're thinking about here, wherever you want the change to occur, okay? You're in it, okay? So now, the state of the system, so what is important to you right now? Okay, and what I mean is something very specific, from the amount of water in the tub. You know, maybe you're about to take a bath, you like the water at a certain height. Is that what's important to you? To your degree of self-confidence. okay, to your public speaking skills, the trust you have in your partner, or the trust your partner has in you, okay, the safety of your neighborhood. What's the state of the system right now that you're thinking about, or that you're wanting to make some changes within? Now, just so you know, let me put this out there. You can only change that for which you are accountable, okay? For which you are answerable, all right? That is the only thing you can change. You can make a lasting change to, all right? And we're going to get more into that later, but this is extremely important. This is why you cannot change other people. This is the exact, because you're not accountable for other people. Okay, you're not answerable for other people in reality. You're only answerable to you. Okay. All right. Now, I posted the 12 leverage points in Patreon a while ago, so you've seen this, but we're going to go over them again. Okay. Now, the ones I'm going to show you here are physical leverage points. This means they change in form, like they're things you can touch and see and smell, and and really just get in there with. Okay, so the first one, now we're going from the easiest but least impactful to the most difficult but most impactful. Okay, so number one is the easiest but least impactful, but that doesn't mean you can't, or you don't want to try to change things at that level. Parameters, that's usually numbers when you think about parameters. Okay, now when I go over these, I want you to think of yourself, your physical self, okay, as well as the situation that you're thinking about. All right, and we're going to get more to the situation, but I want to go over these 12 first. Okay, parameters, so your credit score, your weight, your height, the number of people in your house, so in any kind of the things that really classify you within whatever that system is you're thinking about. Okay, a buffer is something that absorbs shock, something that protects. Okay, meditation may be a buffer for you. Okay, smoking, drinking, walking, exercise, watching TV, so what's a buffer for you? What's a buffer in your system? Maybe your a trust fund or something that won't allow you to touch money. Okay, like that's a buffer in your system. Physical structure. Now I'm talking about your physical body. Okay. The first thing we want to do with the physical structure is design it correctly. Okay, that's the very first thing. Now, if you end up, building a house that ain't worth much, the foundation ain't very good. Now, what you can do is understand the strengths and weaknesses of that structure. Okay, so you know where you can put some weight and where you need to back off. Same with yourself. Okay, the physical structure. Okay, how are you built? Okay, where are your strengths? Where are you weakest? Okay, feedback loop timing. You can't respond to changes that have to happen quickly if you're not getting feedback until the decision has already been made. Right now, I've experienced this at my job with our email system. I can send an email to somebody, asking for a response or asking them to do something or giving them information before they have to make a decision. And because the network is so slow, they end up having to make the decision without getting the email. Okay, I've missed multiple meetings, okay, because somebody sent me the invitation, but the network is so slow, okay, that I've already accepted another meeting or I've already committed to doing something else before I even get the invitation. You see what I'm saying? Feedback loop timing is a leverage point, okay? Because we need to get those things, we got to get it together, okay? We got to get it together. All right. Information and control, pattern of behavior. I don't know why I got that. Let me take that out really quick so y'all can see. This banner is in the way. It's cute, it's pretty, but you're in my way. All right, there we go. Okay, and for now, we're on to the information and control. This is the behavior level, okay? Negative feedback loops. Now, for there to be a negative feedback loop, you have to have a goal, okay? So think about the thermostat in your living room, okay? My goal in my living room is to be comfortable. Comfortable for me is like 74, 75, okay? Now, if, you know, something and something happens and the temperature doesn't, you know, is not at that level, then I'm too hot or I'm too cold or something, right? So now my thermostat has to self-correct until I'm comfortable again, okay? So what kind of goal can you think of that you have? All right, and what is now self-correcting, you know, to help you get back to the goal that you've established? Or is it? Do you have a negative feedback loop? Positive feedback loop. So this is like blood clotting, or for those of us who've had children, childbirth. Those contractions are going to keep coming and coming and coming and coming until that outcome is reached, until the baby comes, okay? You know, and it's not going to stop until the baby is there, all right? So you increase something, you increase something, you increase it until that outcome is reached, okay? That's your positive feedback loop. Information flow, getting information where it needs to be, okay? And that's what it is. It's as simple as that. Rules. Rules define boundaries and the amount of freedom you have, okay? What rules are you living by, okay? What boundaries are those rules creating for you? Okay, what rules are in the system that you're trying to enact change in your career? What rules are there? And what are they saying you can and cannot do? Who created the rules? Okay, why are you following them? Are they serving you, or or not? The system rules. Self-organization. Changing any aspect of anything I just said, from parameters down to these rules. Self-organizing. Okay. Whole system goals. Now, this is about, now these are not like the goals for the negative feedback loop. Okay, like the temperature in my house. Okay, I gotta be at a good 74 degrees, you know, to be comfortable. A whole system goal would be, my goal is to live in a 3-bedroom house. You know, that's my goal. That's you know what I want to do. That's a much larger goal than the temperature in the house, right? So, but is that higher level goal one that I need to change? You know, if I'm trying to, you know, make some kind of movement in my career or life. Paradigms. This is the source of those higher level goals, okay? Now, like I said in the beginning, the higher we go, the more control you have, the harder it's going to be for you to change. Even though you have the most control. What I'm talking about now, paradigms, transcend paradigms, that's you 100%, 100%, okay? And that will create the most movement in the system, okay? All right, let's move on. Press the right button, here we go. All right, so here on the left, this is your system that you're thinking about changing. And as I already mentioned, most interventions are designed around the first, you see the first ones here, from parameters to positive feedback loop, okay? All right, so that's most of the physical stuff and a little bit of the behavior. Now, the deeper ones, the ones that have the most impact, but are going to be harder for reasons that I'll explain in a minute. These right here, starting with information flow up to seeing paradigms for what they actually are. Okay, these are going to be a little harder to deal with, but we can do it. I did, you know, so it's possible. Again, the more control you have of the leverage point, which are those, you know, higher up on the scale, the less you will be willing. So it's not about your ability to change it. And if I said that, I was wrong. Okay, it's not the ability. It's your willingness to change it. That's what makes it difficult. Once we get up that slope, we become less and less and less willing to make the change. This is some fascinating stuff, I'm telling you. It's really good. All right, now let's get through the process. Go ahead and pull up your Word document again, get your pencil and paper. We're going to do this. The first thing I'm going to need you to do is to some kind of way represent your reality. You draw it. You can use your pen, paper. If you've got markers nearby, you know, pause the video, get all your stuff together, because I want you to draw this, okay? So first, I want you to say, what is the situation you wanna change? All right? So you're gonna begin with a statement. I am interested in a situation that produces or allows, and whatever it is you're looking for, that allows me to be a business owner, that allows me to be a recognized professional, that allows me to be, you know, a more compassionate person, that allows me to be able to save more money, that allows me to become healthier, become, you know, more physically or mentally healthier, all right? To be more kind to my mother, you know. What is your situation? That's just a simple statement. I'm interested in a situation that produces or allows what? Okay. I drew it. This is my real 100% situation, okay? And I said, I am interested in a situation that allows me to do the entrepreneurial work I love while being adequately compensated and able to transition to a more fulfilling living process. Now, I know what all that means, okay? Okay, which is what's important. Whatever you write, okay, as long as you understand exactly what you're talking about, you're good. So what I did was, this is what I'm interested in, the statement. The picture, all these icons, is the present situation, okay? Which is not producing what this statement has, what I'm interested in, all right? And you're drawing the present situation because those are the materials that you're going to use to engineer this outcome that you've written at the top of the page. Okay, so really quickly, my present situation includes my brand new cyber career, my house and my two boys, my younger children who live with me. Time, it includes the time I take to create and engage with others. My present situation includes uncertainty. Okay, I'm in the dark about various things. It includes my financial capital, what I currently have, whether it's a lot or a little. Okay, it's what I have. The relationship I'm in, the romantic relationship I'm in, as well as my balance. Okay, my work-life balance. My activities to forge connections with various people, genuine connections. Okay, to really share and put myself out there to be of service. Okay, My non-dual work is very big in my present situation. It's something that I love, love, love doing, love talking about, all of that, okay? This is my present situation. Go ahead and draw your present situation. Next, we're going to engage with multiple perspectives. Okay? Now, what that means, on your paper, your Word document, go ahead and create a table, all right? And in that table, you see I have my statement down at the bottom here, okay, just to remind myself what I'm doing. In that table, you're going to put the roles that you see in the rich picture that you drew, okay? Go ahead and list as many roles as you want in that rich picture. For me, I put mother, employee, friend, business owner, system creator, entrepreneur, content creator, and business partner, okay? All right, so go ahead and do that, all right? So now, with each of the roles, you want to know this role has primary impact on what in that picture, okay? So as a mother, my mother role has a primary impact on the time I can dedicate to starting my business, to getting my business off the ground, okay? Now, what impacts that? What impacts time to dedicate to business? Well, school and caring for my boys, okay? That impacts the time I have to dedicate to the business. So my mother role impacts time, and the thing that impacts my time is my children and their needs. Okay, that's one of the things. But as a mother is what we're looking at. Okay. Now, and I'll get to the other ones after this. All right. Now, as an employee, what primary impact does my role as an employee have in that situation that I drew? The financial support, okay? I use my paycheck to fund everything that I'm trying to do to get to this situation at the bottom of the table, okay? That's what I use it for. Now, that's impacted by what? Well, I'm a contractor, okay? Whether or not I have financial support to fund my business, okay, as an employee, that depends on if this contract keeps up, because somebody just has to say contract's done, and the financial support, at least from here, will no longer be. You see that? Okay. Now that's what all of these are. Okay, so I have here as a business owner, what in that rich picture does my role as a business owner impact? What does that have a primary impact on? And I put system creator and entrepreneur here too, as the same thing. All right, so you see how that works. Let's go ahead and create your table. Put the roles, as many roles as you like. Okay, has primary impact on, is impacted by. Okay. Now, let me go back one more. Let me go back again. So on the right side, after you do that, you have your leverage point, the system as it is now, and the system as it can be. So as all these roles, as a mother, friend, business owner, content creator, how do I know which of those 12 I can leverage? How do I know that? Okay. Well, I have some questions here, and you may just know it off the bat because you do know it, like you absolutely do. Okay. But how do I identify, how do I remember? How do I give attention to what that is? Okay. And here are some questions to help us do that. One, where are processes already changing? Where are they already in flux? Okay. So when you find stuff that's already, that already seems to be moving out of a rut, okay, that's a sign that maybe that's a place you can go ahead and move in. Okay, maybe that's a leverage point right there, a place where you can start making some changes. Appreciative inquiry. What's going well? Okay, what's going well, or what's going well, or what's changed and is surprisingly going well? I didn't really expect this. Okay, where are you currently? Think about that. Where are you possibly currently deviating? And you can look at those 12 points and just think about that. Is it something in the physical? Is it some feedback loop? Is it some information that you're getting now that you weren't getting before? Where is that happening? Where are the attractors? Okay, what's really pulling you? What's happening where you try to change something, but you keep going back that way, or you try to do something different, but that same thing just keeps coming up. Okay, so I for example, I do a lot of stuff, right? Yeah, I have the 3 YouTube channels, right? And they're each different. One is cybersecurity, one is for my spiritual non-dual work, and the other is this one. The other one is the my Ypifany channel. Everyone deserves an epiphany. No matter what I do, whether I'm in my cyber group, whether I'm talking about the non-dual, whether I'm over here talking about learning and development and designing and all that, I get the exact same feedback. Okay, that is clearly a leverage point for me. Okay, because I'm getting validation that in both online, on social media, I'm getting comments on my YouTube comments, under my videos, in LinkedIn, on Facebook, all these various places, the same thing, no matter the topic. Okay, those are attractors for me. Okay, and definitely a gravitational pull, something I need to give a lot more attention to. Okay, are there factors with higher potential for ripple effects? Okay, if I do something, will it have greater effect, like you drop a little pebble in a puddle? Okay, where is the potential for that to happen? What factors are you seeing appear repeatedly? Now, this is just like the gravitational pull for me, right? It's kind of like the same thing, all right? Which factors don't show up everywhere, but are powerful when they do show up? Okay, can you think of anything like that? All right, now these are just some questions to help you think through what are the best leverage points. Where can I right now, today, as I'm doing this, start to make some changes? Okay, these are mine. Now, you see, I didn't do all the roles, and you don't have to, okay? You just pick the ones where you feel can make the most impact right now, and won't be so difficult to do. Now, for me, because I said, like mindset, I'm already there. Okay, I've been practicing for years. Okay, so the leverage point for me as an employee is my mindset. Okay, so the system as it is now, my mindset was I need this job to support my goals. Because you see it right here. I said it has primary impact on financial support for resources. I need this job. So the system as it can be, in my mindset, what I can see is that this job is just one of several collaborators. And what I mean by collaborators is to do what I need to do, that my situation statement, to have that emerge, okay, requires more than dollars and cents. Okay, I need other kind of collaborators, right? And I have them. I absolutely have them, right? So this contract job is not the be all end all, the world's going to end, if I don't get this this payment. Okay, because the work I do is of value, whether this job pays me or not, and value comes in more ways than paper money. Now, my next one, as a business owner, my leverage point, I have 2 leverage points for those. That's goals and information flow. Right now, my goals for business, well, what they were, okay, to attract paying customers. That's everybody's goal for business, okay? Otherwise, you wouldn't be in business. Is that right? No, it's not, okay? That doesn't have to be the goal. Let me say that, okay? And for information flow, I have little knowledge and use of data and use of usage data. I don't know why I wrote that like that. That sounds real weird. So as it can be, my goals, okay, can be to create places, spaces, and opportunities for others to be entrepreneurial. Now, which is actually really what I want to do, okay? And so what I need to do, I probably should have added another one here, right, is the people I hang out with. I need to be around people who think like that, that what I'm doing here, right, is creating places, spaces, and opportunities. And how do I do that? I get out of the way, right, for others to be entrepreneurial, okay? As far as the information flow, little knowledge and use of data. So as it can be, I can collect and attend to information about use of my content, which I actually have started doing, okay? And I'm gonna talk to y'all about that. So these are, oh, and one more, as a content creator, my leverage points are rules, okay? As it is now, people learn from my courses, okay? The rules and the constraints. As it can be, people use what I share to produce their own value. Now, I have already said that it's none of my business as a learning designer, a designer of learning experiences, as, an evaluation designer, it's still none of my business what you learn. That's none of my business, that's yours, okay? My business is what I learn in the whole design and implementation process. That's my business, okay? Just like yours is what you learn. So if I'm designing now, okay, so that people can use what I share to produce their own value. I don't care what you're learning, right? And I don't mean I don't care like I don't care, but I mean I don't care, okay? Meaning it's none of my business, okay? However, I am going to design and place various constraints in the learning environment, okay, based on what you say you want to produce, okay? That's what I am going to do, right? Because that's what I do. So these are my leverage points, okay? And the system as it is now, and the system as it, now I say can be, okay, because I still got to do some stuff to get from here to there, right? Mindset, for mindset, you can't just say, okay, this is going to be my new mindset. It don't work like that. No. That's not the way it works, okay? All right, next one. Precision mentoring process. So what I'm about to show you is an example of a one-on-one session that I had with a young lady about a year and a half ago. She wanted to start her own real estate company. She was working for a real estate agent. I would go and meet her in Maryland, and she contacted me and was like, I need some mentoring. I'm not sure which way I want to go and all that, right? So I'm going to show you the process I use with her. To help her get what she needed and already had, okay, but just needed a nudge here or there to actually see and acknowledge it, right, to really get what she wanted. Okay. So the first one is the takeoff. Okay. So this is session 1. Complete intake and gather preliminary information. Okay. Session 2, create a safe space. So now this won't be the same for everybody. And I'm mentioning the precision mentoring because, first of all, you do not need me to help you get through this. Okay, you absolutely know what to do. However, precision mentoring is something that I do. Okay, and in I think it's the 3rd and 4th, or maybe just the 4th tier in Patreon, I offer that. Okay, so here's our session. So we had to talk about what precision mentoring was. I did an assessment, and we did all of those things. All right. Session 2 is where we start to get into these leverage points. All right. To find out what they are, what kind of actions you actually need to take, to get to working on these things and moving these leverage points in the direction you want to move them. Okay. Because let me tell you, you're already pushing on something. You're already pushing on something. Now, whether it's the right thing or not for you, I'm not sure. Okay, that's for you to look at and to see what the results are. Okay, if you're moving and moving and moving and nothing's really happening, then chances are it's not the most useful leverage point for you. Okay, hold on one second. Excuse me, I'm doing a video right now. Okay. All right. Where am I? Okay, the flight. Here we go. Session 3, 4, 5, and 6. All of this was about actually doing something. Okay. So we watched a couple videos, the Zubin Mehta and Placido Domingo. You have to go watch that. Please type that into Google, YouTube, and watch that video. I'm telling you, that is so amazing because it's a perfect example of emergence, of the perfect example of emergence. So, we watched stuff like that. We had assignments. We had, I used some Lego series play, which I love. And I think it's very effective. Very, very effective. But today, now, like I said, I was a collaborator, just like my job is a collaborator. I was a collaborator with this young lady to help her get to where she wanted to go, which means there were other things working in that direction for her. Okay, so there is no way in the world that I would say it's because of my precision mentoring that today she now has her own real estate business. No. However, what I will say is that now I did not do a formal evaluation of this, okay, but what I will say is based on what I've done, and the process that I've used, which is this exact process. What we did together, I think I have reasonable assurance that what we did together contributed to her getting to where she is today. Okay. All right. And the landing, our last sessions. Okay. Teach back, she told me what she did. We did a question formulation technique, which, oh my God, this is such an amazing technique. I absolutely love it. And then closing and next steps. Now, when I do precision mentoring, whether it's for something like this, where a person has a very specific goal, something they really want to accomplish in the near future, okay? Or is just someone coming. I had one really beautiful lady who came in because, of the relationship she was having at home, okay? Just really trying to figure out how to make sense of all of that complexity, okay? So that she could actually take a hold of something and find where she was accountable for various things, and then, go ahead and move forward on that. But even for those kinds of sessions, I'm not going to be looking in your face, and you ain't going to be looking at mine for over 10 sessions, okay? 10, that's it, okay? We're done, okay? At the most, okay, at the most. Because first of all, in the first session, I let you know, first of all, you don't need me. Okay, you do not need to be here. You got all the answers. You got all the everything. Okay. However, at your request, I am very much willing, to share my value with you, and vice versa. Okay, as we work through this thing together. Okay, because sometimes, we just need, nothing wrong with wanting a hand. Okay, wanting a hand, somebody to lean on a little bit, while you're figuring this stuff out. Okay. Okay. Looking for points of leverage helps us to find the most important places for intervention to change our actions and decisions within our systems. Okay. So I circled here in the rich picture my points of leverage. Those are my financial area, with the job and looking at things differently. And then my social media, like the things that I'm doing to influence my branding and what I'm doing right here with you all on Patreon. Okay. You don't have to tackle everything at once. All right. You really don't. There's no rush. It may seem like it. Okay. And listen, I know it seems like you got to hurry up. Okay. But let me just tell you that the sense of urgency is greatly manufactured. Let me just say it that way. All right. And that's it. So again, for my patrons, I am so happy that I was able to, to do this for you. And again, I apologize that the first time I did it, I did not record. So I am going to be super excited when I finally put this on Patreon, which I will do it as soon as I end this, this presentation. And of course, in addition to Patreon, here are the other ways that you all can connect with me. And I'd be happy to have you there. Happy to see you there. Okay. So thank you so much for listening. I appreciate it. And I appreciate you. If you have any questions, please, just put them under the video, right? Send me a message within Patreon. If you're interested in the precision mentoring, okay, you can either jump on the, I forget which level it is, but it's the one that says precision mentoring. Okay. Or you can just, reach out to me directly in a message and we can do something separate, outside of Patreon if you like. Okay. So that's for the precision mentoring, for help with this, the leverage points, getting you where you want to go, walking through this whole process with you, or for something else. All right. So thank you again for being here. I so appreciate my patrons. It doesn't matter, I'm just glad you're there. Okay. And I'm excited that you're excited about what I'm doing and attempting to contribute to the world. So I will see you on Patreon very soon. And have a good night, good day, whenever it is that you're watching this. Okay. Bye.